Hey guys, it's Nick. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all keeping safe. So as promised, I'm with Dad. Say hello, Dad.
Hello.
We're going to do a bit of a Q&A for you. You've all sent in loads and loads of questions, so we'll do as many as we can. And we'll try and be as detailed as we can without going on too much.
We'll try. We'll try.
We do like talking, don't we?
We do like talking.
So I've got everything on the phone here, the questions you guys have sent in. So we'll start with the first one, which I'm assuming is aimed at you.
Okay.
How long have you been farming?
All my life, actually. Yes, ever since. Obviously, Granddad was a farmer, so I sort of just became a farmer from day one almost.
From day one. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even have gone into farming, but I did. So,
yeah.
But I've been on the farm since year dot.
So you're not going to... there's no number here, no number of years.
I'm 65, so I've been farming for
65
for 65 years. Yeah, yeah.
Well, at least 50 plus.
50 plus.
50
yeah.
plus.
Yeah.
The next couple are about tractors.
Okay.
You guys like your tractors, so this one is: would we buy another Ford to add to the collection?
All right, another Ford. That's a good question. Yes, probably.
Probably.
A Ford.
Another one.
Yes, obviously it's going to be a second-hand one, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, we've got two, haven't we? Now we used to have more, but this.
I expect we've sort of thought about the idea. Do we replace a TW20 with another TW20 possibly?
Well, that's probably in slightly.
I think the answer is yes. I think we would.
We would.
Potentially, yes.
Potentially.
I expect realistically it'd probably be nearer to a TM Ford, wouldn't it?
Yeah, late New Holland.
That's more likely. Yes,
Yeah.
as a rolling tractor, probably a TM 150.
150,
something like that. Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
potentially. Yeah.
Potentially, yeah.
Your favourite tractor or vehicle on the farm? What's yours? It says tractor or vehicle, so it doesn't have to necessarily be a tractor.
On the farm, okay. Well, I think the favourite tractor on the farm is still the TW20.
TW20.
I've got a big soft spot for that.
You do, don't you?
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah, yeah, I do. Best vehicle on the farm now? Well, that's an interesting one. Vehicle. That could be anything on the farm, couldn't it?
That could be anything from your aeroplane.
It could be.
To.
What I spent time with my aeroplane actually.
That's bottom line. Your favourite vehicle. Could be the most fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, is that right though? Is a vehicle an aeroplane? Is an aeroplane a vehicle?
I think an aircraft is a vehicle.
Yeah, maybe then the aeroplane.
The aeroplane.
That's personal, isn't it? But as a tractor, the TW, yeah. And maybe being realistic about it, the best bit of kit on the farm is your 8730, isn't it? 8270.
Okay, another tractor one. How long have we had the Fordson Major?
Right,
we haven't had it since new.
No, we didn't have that new. My father bought that new, bought that second hand. I think from a farm sale. About 1973, 74.
Right, so
it's already 20 years.
20 years old.
Yeah, it was about 20 years old.
So we've had it more than half its life, though. Easily.
Well over. I mean, say 74.
Yeah.
What's that? Well, 74. That's 74. 46 years ago. Yes.
Yeah. Did we ever do any stubble burning back in the day, and did it help weed control?
We did. We were burning 100%. Did it help weed control? Yes, I think it did. Blackgrass wasn't the issue.
I remember Grandad doing a bit.
Grandad loved the straw burning.
Yeah.
We got it. Yes, the simple answer is yes. I think it did. Definitely did.
So yes and yes.
Yes and yes to that. And stubble burning finished in the 90s, isn't it? I'm not sure what day.
No.
But during the 80s, we got it down to a bit of a fine art. Because we'd aimed for what was known as for a complete corner-to-corner black burn. So whereas when I was growing up, straw burning was probably burning down the roads, and you'd go with some pitchforks and burn down a row, and you'd end up with sort of stripes.
Yeah,
but of course, that what you wanted was better than that. So in the 80s, when you got really good at it, you had straw spreaders on the combines rather than choppers. The choppers really weren't out, and it would spread the straw, so you could then get a blanket of straw. And you could get a completely corner-to-corner blackburn. Including the hedges, basically. To answer the question, yes, it was good for weed control. Okay. And we did do it big time.
This is quite a good question for you. What has been the most important agricultural technology advancement / breakthrough of your career?
My career? Well, okay. I expect most people would say probably GPS. And guided steering and guided... that's sort of obviously pretty important.
Yeah.
It's hardly sort of groundbreaking, is it? It's pretty good and pretty impressive. And I think we would have a job to live without it, wouldn't we?
Yeah. There's a but coming.
Well, there's always a but, isn't there? There's you rely on the satellites, one thing.
Yeah.
And really, that's
So, what would you say your the biggest advancement is in your career then? More along the.
Well, I expect it's a bit boring. It'll have to be probably agronomy, wouldn't it?
Okay. Advancements in agronomy.
Advancement in agronomy, yeah.
Here we go then. This is a good one. This is definitely for you. How long have you had your pilot's license, and what got you into aviation?
That's an interesting one. I had my pilot's license. I was very lucky when I was 21. I learned to fly. Yeah.
So by the time you were my age, you'd had it a few years.
I had, yeah. I was very fortunate to be able to sort of do that at the time.
Yeah.
It's always been expensive, and it was expensive then. When I look back and see what it was per hour, I mean, it's laughably cheap. It wasn't then. It was.
Well, how much was it per hour?
Ballpark, some £20 an hour, so 14 to £20 an hour. I've got some.
That's mad. What got you into aviation? That's the second part.
Well, I've always, I spent growing up in the sort of 60s. Growing up in the 60s. I was probably obsessed with wartime, World War II sort of pilots. I don't know why. I used to read them all the sort of aces, Douglas Bard and all the.
That was enough to.
Stanford Tuck and all these ones. And I thought, well, the flying sounds pretty good, isn't it? We had a neighbour who flew, and he was sort of nicknamed the Flying Farmer, you see. So I thought, well, yeah, one day
You're part of the Flying Farmers, aren't you?
I am actually. One day I will learn to fly. And of course, you think, well, it's so expensive. A few things sort of kick-started me, but the time was right, and we're quite near to an airfield, and I just took advantage of it and did it, and I got the license within the year, and that was it.
That quick?
Yeah, probably just over, I think, because it's difficult to fit it in. Dad thought I was completely mad, and he didn't actually approve too much, to be honest.
Did he not?
No, he was a bit negative about it. It was okay, but...
Well, the next question is your best flying experience. Would it be your trip in the US?
Probably. I haven't been that adventurous, I'll have to say, with my flying. I probably should have done a lot more.
No transatlantic?
Upside down.
Upside down across the Atlantic?
No. I did pre 9/11. It was in the 90s. A friend and I went to America, and I did get checked out in a Cessna aircraft, and on the strength of it, then he said, do you want your license? And I said, well, okay. So he wheeled me over to all of us over to this sort of office, and they gave me a temporary airman certificate. Yeah. Which I thought was good of them. I sort of tried to do some flying, and it was hopeless because the RT, the radio, is totally different. Yeah. It was a twin runway, parallel runway, and I'm not sure that landed on. But he seemed to be happy with what I did, and they gave me this temporary airman's license, and then within a few weeks of getting back, a full one came. So you got a full American license? Yeah, well, I don't know if it's still current. I think it is. I think it's current as long as my UK one is. Okay, that's interesting. So I presume it's still current. Flying in America, flying over Los Angeles. And, would you say that was your best flying experience? It was different. I think I sort of enjoyed it. It was sort of it was full on. Any other? The 3 or 4 of us did hire a plane. Went to Jersey once. That was interesting. You and your friends flew to Jersey. To Jersey. Tell you what, once you over that, you realise it's a hell of a long way. How long did it take you? Got there. Back to farming by the looks of it. Oh no, there's one non-farming question here. Do you do much game shooting? Used to a lot. You did, didn't you? I did. I used to be in a little shoot, yeah, and used to love it. But I don't do as much now. You do a little bit every now and then. A little bit, yeah. I get invited, but I'm rusty and... well, I'm not very good. I probably do a little bit more than you now. Yeah. Me and some friends organise a bit of a shoot every year. Yeah, that comes sometimes. And you come along sometimes, but... I think you. Yeah, I used to love shooting. Actually.
Yeah, I know you do.
Yeah.
No, I enjoy it. I do a bit, but
I expect as you get older, you're probably less inclined.
Yeah, but things I don't think I do as much at my age now than you did when you were my age.
No,
you still do a
not.
bit, but you do quite a bit.
I was in a shoot for a long time, and so that takes up 10 shoot days, isn't it? Of the season. That went on for quite a few years, so I did enjoy it. It was good. If you got in with a good crowd, it's actually good fun.
Yeah. Okay, now we're back to farming. What crops do we have in the ground at the moment?
Right. No, obviously rape.
No rape.
It's all spring cropping, isn't it? 100% spring cropping.
Mainly wheat and a bit of barley.
Mainly wheat and a bit of barley. Yeah. Spring wheat.
Spring wheat and a bit of spring barley.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
How long until harvest?
Oh, that's right. That's good. Yeah. Just getting on to that.
Yeah.
Well, I think the spring barley probably be about 2 weeks, right? Middle of August.
That'll be a couple of weeks, middle of
August.
August.
It's 1st of August tomorrow, isn't it?
1st of August tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, at the earliest, I think.
Yeah.
And then the wheat, I think, will be nearer September than not.
It will be later in August.
It will, actually, yeah. Days will be getting shorter then.
Days will be getting shorter.
Actually looks like reasonably okay now.
Yeah, it does look well. Yeah. So, touch wood.
We won't know until
we won't know until we're there.
No.
But it does look a bit more positive than it did.
It does, yeah.
A couple of months ago.
It does, actually.
Will we be drilling earlier this year to make sure winter crops go in? Yes.
August the 12th.
August the 12th. I think
that's the ground shooting day, isn't it?
it is. There's a bit of ground we probably will be drilling. What?
It's not going to be August.
Of course, it's not going to be August. There's a bit of ground that will probably go in late September, just because of
it's a tricky bit of ground.
Bit of ground, but
I'd actually bring that forward a bit. I'd be brave and bring it forward.
Well, last time I drilled, that's had a break. That bit of land was set aside this year. But when I was drilling it, autumn 18, I was drilling on the 12th of September.
You were, and everybody thought you were mad.
And I was mad.
But if you don't get it in, it's a very wet sort of area, isn't it? And you need to be early on that land.
We do, yeah.
And in the old days when we were farming, it wasn't an issue. You would drill it really early, 10th of September.
Do we still do any ploughing?
The short answer is no.
No. We adopted the direct drilling system, didn't we? 2007 with that. We had that V drill, Claydon V drill.
Oh no, sorry.
The hybrid's what we've got now. The V drill.
Yeah.
But previous to that,
strong drill, very strong drill, but the tendency to block.
Yeah. Yes.
Especially if you've got stubble straw. So second week's been an issue.
I only brought that up just to say that
good drill though.
Previous to that, we were doing a lot of ploughing, weren't we?
100%.
Yeah. So
100%.
Not really anymore. No. What's your best advice for me as I start to take on more responsibility with the running of the farm?
Okay. That's a very good question, actually.
It is a very good question.
Yeah. Warn everyone you're not going to be doing much else but farming.
Yeah, probably time. Tell the missus.
It is a responsibility. Farming is, and that has changed. I think that going back to another question, I think that has definitely changed. The fact that it was probably slightly more laid back, and slightly more user friendly.
Well, you said you used the word pressure earlier.
I think the pressure is definitely. I think the pressure we've created that pressure ourselves from the 80s onwards. We've created that pressure of having to be really tight in the program. Mm-hmm. You know, as soon as that combine is off, you've got to have somebody in the same field. So, you know. You were behind the times. So the pressure now is right on. And
your best advice to me is
the best advice is stick in there with it, and just remember it is only farming at the end of the day. Just do your best.
So you're saying
don't
safe. Feel the pressure. Be safe.
Be safe. Whatever happens. No farming is worth any sort of.
No. I'll be coming to you for advice.
I want to be flying when I'm 90.
You're going to be flying when you're 90?
I'm hoping to.
Yeah.
I don't think someone does. They'll take the licence once.
Now this is a good question. I'm assuming again this is for you. Because I don't know if I can answer this one because I haven't done anything really silly. But what has been your worst farming mistake and your silliest?
The silliest? Oh, right. I think one year I probably in the 90s, I was fed up because wheat prices were really depressed, and I think I was fed up with paying all this money on fungicides, and I got this idea of keeping the fungicide to an absolute minimum, if at all. And that didn't work out terribly well. That wasn't cost effective.
So you didn't put on what you needed to put on. So ultimately,
it was 1 year. I thought, well, the wheat prices were about £90 a tonne or something, and I thought, well, we can save money on fungicides here, and that didn't work out.
So so you're saying the impact that had on the yield, it came round and
yes, it did actually. It wasn't the right thing to do. But I can't think of anything really serious, silly things. I mean, I've knocked augers off combines when I was. But even now, when I'm driving the Lexion, I look in the mirror. I look to see if that augers out when I see a telegraph. They're good questions.
They are very good questions.
You've got some good viewers.
I like this one here. I think we could both answer this one. If you could pick a job that wasn't farming,
okay,
what would it be?
I've always liked. There's two things I think, and they're sort of contradictory in a way. I've always liked horses and being around horses and woodland too. So I could see myself being
a horse groomer.
A horse groomer, forester, but ideally with horses. You know.
Forester,
yeah. But the other side of me, I'm a bit of a petrol head too.
You are, yeah.
So I, which sort of goes, you know, you wouldn't think a sort of forester would be there, he's happy with his log cabin and his Welsh cob pulling out wood from the wood, and being really in tune with the countryside, and you know, just using fossil fuels as if there's no tomorrow. I think probably be around horses.
Okay.
And
that's interesting.
Yeah. I nearly said I'd like to be a member of the Rolling Stones, but that's that would have been quite good.
I think even they're older than you, aren't they? But realistically, best job in the world would be beer taster.
You see, now we've thought about this question, there's so much, beer taster. Beer taster.
Yeah. Well, there's two questions here that I think sort of go hand in hand. What do you think about all the modern technology in farm machinery, and how do you see farming progressing in 20, 30, 40 years?
Oh, right, yeah, okay. Well,
you're quite old school in a lot of ways, aren't you?
Yeah, I expect I am. Yeah. But I probably said earlier, it's best really, you've got to keep up with the times. It's best not to bury your head in the sand.
I think
that's wrong.
Yeah.
And I think people who do are wrong to do that. Yeah, I'll probably moan about things going wrong on modern kit. And
there's more to go wrong, isn't there?
There's more to go wrong. So
I think even someone of my generation admits that.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly. But I mean, don't think
we won't go into anything
the old
specific.
Kit, that wasn't immune to it completely either.
No, of course it wasn't.
So
you can't expect.
It's probably simpler, and you can probably fix it in the farm workshop.
Yeah. Last question. This one could drag, so the short answer for this one, I will let you answer it. I don't even dare ask you this. Will Brexit, or is Brexit a good or a bad thing for farming? In a nutshell.
It's a good thing.
Good thing.
Yeah, no question. In short term, it'll seem wrong, but ultimately, definitely right.
Okay.
The camera. Can we do general knowledge now?
The camera is literally about to run out of battery. It's been rolling for 50 minutes.
Can we do general knowledge?
General knowledge?
Yeah.
Capital of Colombia.
Bogota. Capital of Denmark.
I know it, but it's on.
Here's the sea.
What?
Copenhagen. No.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you've enjoyed hearing Dad talk and answering some questions. It's been fun, hasn't it?
It's been great fun. Yeah.
Don't forget, if you like the video,
give it a thumbs up. Is that like Boris?
It is like Boris. Yeah, 2 thumbs up. I think they can only do 1 at a time.
I don't understand. I'm too old.
You're too old. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.